Hello, my name is Kim. Today I would like to discuss and also reflect on how my listening skill have been improvement after I learned the concept of story listening and the pedagogy of the deep listening. Well, over the last few years, I believe that my listening skills are good enough and don't need to improve anything at all. The reason why I was confident is because at that time, I believed that I already understood a listening strategy, which was trying to memorize everything that the narrators on order said and then write it down. However, up to now, after I learned about the pedagogy of listening, and the concept of story listening through this audio named Understanding the Theory, The Art of Deep Listening by Marian Rose Ungunmer, Telling Our Story, Our Stolen Generation by Faye Clayton, and Diary by Tasha McMahon and McGuinness. I can assure that those skills have I used before are not going to help me totally understand the main idea or the message that they want me to understand. For instance, the message from the video named Understanding the Theory, the narrator's main message is that each of us has a unique deep listening ability and we can practice that skill in order to make us feel at peace and also develop our concentration skills. In addition, Tisha McMahon and McGuinness, she also described the meaning of theory. However, Tisha explained and think of theory in different ways. So how different? She has used metaphor to describe the theory in the way that Aboriginal people taught us. For instance, she used the tree as the good object and mentioned that even if something really bad happens, if we keep staying calm and still, we can overcome those difficulties easily. Like a tree, teacher said that even through the timber and the leaves or the scorched and the top part is scared and burned, but inside the tree the sap is still flowing and under the ground, the roots are still strong like the tree. We have ensured that the flames and we still have the power to reborn. Moreover, I had noted that after listening of this explanation about dairy and the way that the narrator in both video mentioned about how Aboriginal strategies, I somehow understand the radical purpose of staying still and always listening to others can help us feel more peaceful. But I personally learned how to empathize with others and understand how to share their sadness and sorrow by just listening to their stories. I believe that these strategies are also crucial to use and apply in early childhood teaching environment, where I can teaching children to show respect natural, push up and help regulate their emotion, even develop their self-reflection skills. Based on this theory, I believe that I can also teach and foster children to mindfulness and then help them to engage and improve their awareness of their thoughts and what happens around them or even control their feelings. The reason why I believe theory can develop those in teaching environment is because according to Reinaldi 2011, which mentioned that listening pedagogy is not only pedagogy for school, but it also is attitude for life. Listening can also generate and stimulate emotions, develop questions, and allow others to recognize language, symbol, and code that people use to communicate. Last but not least, there was another audio named Our Stolen Generation by Faye Clayton, which also mentioned that Aboriginal people face due to the racism and historical injustice they encounter. She has shared her own story about her family's separation, identity struggles, and solutions. Faye also explained the importance of understanding, healing, and connection between all people and areas must be treated equally. Based on that, I believe this message is also critical as if I apply this to my teaching environment, I can ensure that children will be able to understand more about why they should treat everyone equally, especially Aboriginal people. After I had a chance to listen and learn about the power of connection as well as the importance of understand, I had understood how to deconstruct my own bias and gain insight into families' capacity. Also, I believe that message they will try to develop to us is look at the problem as a broader image so we can understand other situation and their concern when they can support them to overcome them instead of leaving them on their own. Furthermore, with the teaching environment context I mentioned above, I believe this can allow me to implement a story listening approach to the provide spaces for children and their families, or even engage children narrative. I can even affirm their right of for learning, encourage children to learn how to deal with difficulties in their life. Thank you very much for listening.